Hello YouTubers, I know I didn't make it I don't know if I made it real known or not on my YouTube channel as to what's been going on with this guy lately, but I got him back up and running. New fan motor, all new brand new capacitors for the compressor and the fan motor, because before I was ready to put it back in, the compressor decided to not work right on me. A few mods I did to it. Well, this was old. I did that when I first installed it in this room here. I took everything apart. I gutted it down to where it was literally just the base pan. Everything got coated with white Rust-Oleum oil-based paint. Let it dry, and then painted it over with the that tan beige, whatever the hell color it is I usually use. But I think it looks nice, a tannish color. Anyway, before I did that, I scraped everything up and made sure I had all the rust off of it. See, the air scan's working as it always did. And I guess you notice it's actually running real quiet. I mean, not that it didn't always run quiet before, but it runs even quieter this time around. And believe it or not, this is actually on high. I can show it to you on low quick. Not much of a noise difference. You may as well just run it on high. But either way, it's quiet. It's a little bit quieter on low, but it's still very quiet on high. It blows cold as usual. How are you gonna beat that with a modern piece of shit? I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, it's model number 8P11M1. It's 11,000 BTUs. I don't know if you can see there or not, but I have it memorized for the most part. And 1,330 watts, which brings it to about an 8.8 energy efficiency rating, which isn't horrible. I mean, it's not the best, but it's definitely far from the worst. In fact, some of the modern ones are only in the 9, so this unit here cost me about, if I let it run for 24 hours straight, I figured the math out once, it cost me about $3.85. And realistically, it only runs about 8 hours a day. I let it cycle on and off, it gets the room cold. Then at nighttime I shut it off because I don't need it anymore. And the house holds the temperatures pretty well, so I had this unit running a lot when I first moved in. The highest electrical I had was like 86 bucks, and that was in the middle of July when I was restoring the house. I just thrown in, I literally let it run 24/7 on constant run. And I just had that, the refrigerator, and the stereo. So for those who say energy efficiency, price, you just take that theory and wipe your dick with it, because it really means shit. Not to mention people who replace their vintage units just to save maybe a few bucks on energy. Unless you're going to be saving fucking $400 in the next 3 years, which is what your new unit's probably going to last you, you're really losing money. And these ones here get the job done, they cycle off. The new ones usually have a harder time keeping up, so they just fucking run, and you're just pissing your money out. So no matter what way you look at it, an air conditioner is an air conditioner. Unless you're running something with like a fucking, like a big ass 18,000 BTU air conditioner with like an EER of like 5, then yeah, I'd say maybe get a new one, or get a newer one. But you know, those old units, they have collector's value, and it's becoming more and more common over the past few years as more people are coming out of the woodwork. Like I said, sell that unit. Sell it. You're going to either find someone who don't give a shit about the low ER. Now, an air conditioner with an ER of 5 is very rare. You're hardly ever going to find that. But I'm just saying, they are out there. Just look at your nameplates. And if a lot of the older ones don't give you an energy efficiency rating, but what you do is you take your BTUs and divide the number of watts used into it. Like for example, to figure out 8.8, I took 11,000, which is a BTUs, and divided it by 1,330, which is the amount of watts it uses per hour. Hate to tell you, but this unit uses less electricity than a freaking space heater. And there's guys that plug like 5 or 6 space heaters in their house in the wintertime. Hate to tell you, you're burning about fucking 8,000 watts an hour there, buddy. And then these are the same people that cry and comment on my channel. Actually, there's only been about two people that did that, and they were both recent around the same time, but try to sit there and tell me that the newer units are better than the older ones. Well, I'm pretty sure the readings on my temp gun here will pretty much, you know, blow that theory right off the freaking window. Like you're never gonna see that. That's phenomenal. A good look at the control panel. That's all cleaned up. Oh, I reconstructed the filter frame too. I can show you that. But there's pictures of it on my Flickr site. I built everything up and cut a hole in a piece of like that solid foam insulation, siliconed around it, and put like a metal screen there so the filter goes right up against it. No issues. No issues. Let's take a look outside quick. The no drip dehumidification is no longer in effect, and the reason I did that, what I did was I ran it from the tube, from the condensate tube that comes out from the inside, from the evaporator. I used JB Weld on the inside of the chassis. I put like I said, you can see all my pictures on my Flickr channel, or my Flickr page, whatever the hell you want to call it, and as well as some short videos of the progress as it was going along too. Put some JB Weld there, fucking shaped it out, made it so like I made like a round circle around it with the pipe going right into it, and put the JB Weld around the pipe to keep it in place. So when the water comes out of the condensate tube, it comes right out here and drips out immediately. The reason I did that was these old Philco Ford units, they use no drip dehumidification. What that means, you know, it's self-explanatory to me, but just in case you don't get it, means it splashes the water around and evaporates the water itself from splashing it up by the condenser and all that. And it does get hot in there, so it makes sense how it would work. But the problem is, when you turn it off, the water sits under here, and it was rotted pretty bad actually under the condenser coil. I had to scrape everything all up, and what I did was, like I said before, I put the white oil-based paint down and painted it over. That way it can't rust. I got rid of as much rust as I can, sanded it down, scraped it all off, and kind of like just redid the foundation under here, because it really wasn't that bad. It could have been a lot worse, but you know, a couple more years of running it like that, it would have ate right through it. And as you can tell, the compressor's roaring. Sounds great. I painted the compressor nice jet black again. I got the copper coils sanded up the best I could, make them look nice and shiny. All up, rerouted the wires. Put this blue backer foam and silicone all around it, because before the bottom of the wall that separates the inside from the outside, the bottom part of that was all rotted out, so I had to literally have some sheet metal welded there, and I siliconed around the whole entire bottom of it from here all the way down. Put this blue foam board I got from Lowe's, cut everything out, and covered the entire back of it with it. It's good for noise, and it's good to separate the inside from the outside, keep the heat and the cold out. Brand new fan motor, sanded down the fan blades. Got the fan blades nice and silver, nice and shiny. You can see it real good actually when the unit's not running. I need this right now, so I'm not going to turn it off. It's all redone. Everything, I even got the bottom done this time. The bottom's all factory color now, or as close to it as I could. I'd like to get a Philco Ford sticker for up there, like that would have originally come with it, but I don't really know. I didn't really see a mark on here, so maybe there was never one there. Now KB did a nice thing to his. He has an actual Ford emblem right here. I thought that was pretty cool. As usual, the air gets Philco's design, and Chrysler Air Temp used it too. The air gets sucked in through the condenser and blown out through the side vents and the vent on the back around the compressor. And this vent over here, which on the smaller units, the Space Savers, these are called the Super Power. The Space Savers are like a mirror image of it. The Space Savers are solid on this one side, that way all the air gets blown around the compressor. I don't know why they didn't do it on this one. I'm kind of glad they didn't though, because I think units with no side vents are boring. But that's my opinion. Get a quick temp check on the outside. This should be rolling around 95 to 100. 103. It's normal, it's 95 degrees out here today. Get a good shot in here. It's a hot one today. It's about right. Try to get a good read on that vent, on that copper tube right there. 130. It's a little warm, but I'd say it's about right. 129, 35. Anyway, redid all new, mostly all new hardware for the inside too, all the bolts. This new motor needed to be specially mounted, as you can see that. Well, as usual guys, if you have any questions or comments. Oh, also the factory brackets are up there. Both of them are there, they're both in good shape. I didn't put them on even though I kind of wanted to. And I also may slide this unit back out for the sole purpose of it's not perfectly straight. And it kind of bothers me a little bit, but I really don't want to lift it again. This thing is a heavy son of a bitch, like you have no idea. Very heavy. But it works very well. So, yeah, you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to share them. And fills these 5-gallon buckets up relatively quick. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Feel free to browse around, comment, rate, let me know what's going on. Thank you.